Greetings and welcome, guys. So we have to go ahead and install our SQL server. So today's video is about installing SQL server. Before you install SQL server, you have to make sure you have the setup file, right? So I'm using SQL server. This is the 2012 version, and this is the file, right? So I have to double click and open the file, and then I have the disk image here. Now you have to first check before you install SQL server. There's one feature that have to be installed on your system to enable SQL to get installed, and that particular setup is .NET 3.5, right? So if you not install .NET 3.5 while doing the installation, it might give you error, and you have to start all over again, or sometimes it continues and then some services will not get installed. So first you want to verify that the .NET 3.5 feature is installed, right? So to do that, you have to go to your control panel or just use the shortcut. So in one box, type WinR. So WinR, you type appwiz.cpl. So the command is already here. This command will take you to install an uninstalled program. So you come here. Now on the left side, you have to click turn on window feature on or off. The features are there, right? So you have to make sure you're turning on the .NET 3.5. So you see here, you have to make sure this part is checked and you click on OK. Now, if your window is operating on the latest version, the operating system, it will not require internet connection. But if you're still using Windows from older version like 2019, 2016, 2015, you have to connect to internet before you install that particular feature. Okay. Now, if you have the feature installed, let's go back to the setup file. So come back here and now open our setup file. So this is the disk image. Now here I have to double click to open the image. Now it's open. So we have to go for the setup on this file. So we double click on the setup file and say yes, we want it to install on the drive. Now we have to wait. Now the process can get faster if your computer is fast, right? So I'm using 8 GB RAM, right? So it will be a bit faster, than when you're using 4 GB. And if you're using 16 gig, it will also be faster than when using 8 gig, right? So there are a lot of steps that we have to go through. So just sit there patiently and not go through those steps, okay? So let's wait. We're waiting for the window to pop up. There's so many windows that will open and close, okay? So you have to be patient and wait for it because there are a lot of features inside the application, right? So you just have to be patient. So the wait is coming up. The files are getting ready. It's setting up everything. Okay, so the window is open here. Now on the open window, you have to click on installation from the left side. So you click on installation. Now from the right side, we have to click this option. So we can use the one to do the first installation. Maybe some features fail. Now we want to install those features also. We can use the same thing. So we click here and then let's wait for the setup. Now it's checking rules. It's checking rules for the setup. So we click on OK from here. The other window close, another window open. There's so many windows that will open while you're going on. Okay, now we have to select, right? So these are free version. Like for this, for the evaluation versions having key, but I use the express. So click here, do express. Let's leave the key, click on next. Accept the lesson terms, click on next. If you have internet connection, definitely the setup will try to check for updates. So update is where something have changed inside this file, then it's been updated on the server. So if you have internet connection, it will connect to the server, contact the server, then download those updates. But if there's no updates, click on next. So you're gonna load from here, then the window will close, and another window will open. So you have to be patient a bit. Now it's checking rules. So it's still got warning on .NET 3.5. So it's okay. Click on next. Then now you have to choose, right? So if you choose this one, server feature installation, here you have to select those services that you want manually. Okay, or you can use the default option. So default, install all the features with default, right? So we click that option and click on next. So we have to follow from here all the way down, right? Right, so here automatically we select the default features, right? These are the defaults. Now click on next. So we have to go through all the steps from here all the way to here. But you have to be a little bit patient because there are a lot of files that are loading. Yeah, so now nothing failed, so we hit that's the installation rule, so that one passed. Right, so now we did installing the first time, so we use the default instance, right? So you hit on default instance, then you click on next. We can have default instance, we can come by and install another name instance, right? We can have multiple instances. So we click on next from here. Be a little bit patient because things are loading up. Right, so you just try to check the disk space requirement. So it match, it pass the requirement. So click on next. Now the next one is the server configuration, right? So it's using the database engine. So be using the default user. You're not specify any password there, right? So just leave it like that. Click on next. The next one gonna be database engine configuration. Let's wait and see what we get. Okay, now we want to use on window authentication. If you do it on mixed mode, meaning you can sign in with both windows and also you can create user to use the particular SQL Server instance. But I leave it on default because if you leave it on window authentication mode, it's going to add the default user. So this is the name of the user on this computer. Click on next. And then we want to install and configure. So leave it like that. Click on next. Now, if you check this, meaning anytime you get error on your server, it will send the error message to Microsoft, like you want to be supporting and part of the how you call it. But it's okay, leave it there. Click on next. Okay, so some services are passed, the rules, and then Okay, now after checking the rules from here, it's showing you ready to install. For some, we already installed .NET 3.5, 4.0, and 2.0. We have it here. Those all features already installed, right? So now this is the summary. Just click on install. It will not take long time because I have more rhymes and also some services are already installed. Okay, so just keep it right there. When you get error, you have to make sure that your .NET 3.5 is installed. Okay, so it will take a little time. So as you can see, it's getting installed. So we have to be patient. Okay, now you see here we got a success message, right? So meaning our database engine is installed, this one, right? And the other services are also installed. So after the installation, you click on close now. So you click on close and then close it. So in this video, we'll also learn how to launch it, right? So there are two ways we can launch the SQL Server Management Studio. So that is the component we'll be using to manipulate, to create and do whatever with our databases, right? So to access to launch the SQL Server, we can hit down the window key and type SQL. The other features will come, but the one we want to open is the Management Studio. So we can click here, open, that's going to open. We can use our shortcuts. So in Run Boss, SSMX, that's SQL Server Management Studio. So if you launch it, now you see your studio running up. So this is the end of the video. That's the installation. So let's just verify that the server is installed. You see now? So here we did a default instance, right? So we have to just click on connect. Now we have connected with our particular default user, right? So this is how you can get SQL Server MX installed on your system. So if you are not subscribed, just go ahead, subscribe to the channel because we're going to be taking step-by-step classes in SQL. So the next video you're going to see is how to create your database and do other things. Okay, so thanks for watching and then get it installed, then now go ahead.